Hi, my name is Anand and welcome to our video on systematic characterization of DNN accelerator scaling. I think all of us would agree that DNNs are awesome, but they are extremely compute hungry. So much so that we need special purpose computers called accelerators to keep up the performance with reasonable efficiency. As we continue to improve the DNNs, researchers are building larger and larger models with billions of parameters. Not only that, more and more applications are using DNNs to improve themselves. All of this leads to such huge compute demand that our current accelerators cannot just keep up. So we need to create bigger, more performant systems, or in other words, we just need to scale. There are two main approaches in scaling. The first one is obvious, just to create a single large accelerator, like the Cerebrus wafer scale processor or the version 1 of Google's TPU. We call this method scaling up. The alternative method is to create a large collection of smaller accelerators, all of which work to solve a single given problem. This approach is called scaling out. The main question is whether one of these methods is more beneficial over others. In this paper, we systematically try to find the answer to this question. For our experiments, we choose two target systems. The first is a monolithic systolic array, and second is a distributed collection of systolic arrays. Both the systems have same number of MAC units and same amount of scratchpad memory. We ran various workloads on these two systems and compared the runtime obtained, the mapping efficiency, and the off-chip bandwidth demands. To understand the runtime and mapping behavior of these two systems, we developed an analytical model. For understanding the memory behavior and the off-chip bandwidth demand, we use ScaleSim, which is a cycle-accurate simulator for systolic arrays, which we developed in collaboration with ARM Research. The analytical model, as shown in the poster, captures the various parameters affecting the runtime for both the monolithic and the distributed system configuration. Depending upon the workload and the data flow employed, the elements mapped along the spatial and temporal dimensions of this system can vary. As a result, the pipeline delay and the serialization steps also change, which ultimately decides the runtime. As we can see in the performance section of the poster, that the distributed configuration almost always fails. On the contrary, if we look at the off-chip bandwidth demand, we see that the monolithic system is a clear winner. The reason for this, creating the most efficient system therefore boils down to balancing these two metrics. As shown by the energy efficiency charts on the poster, by using the analytical model and the simulation data, you can definitely find sweet spot for various system configurations. If you have any further questions, please send me an email. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.